Hey everybody, I'm Aaron Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, August the 7th, 2020. We are continuing on in our series of philosophical considerations of the 7 deadly sins, and today we are going to think together about envy. Now, it turns out that envy has been a frequent topic in very technical philosophical considerations, and so I'm going to link in the description below to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy entry on envy, so any of you who would like to see the more nuanced account can turn there and get all that you would ever possibly want about how philosophers of all stripes have considered envy. But for our purposes, I'm going to kind of strip it down and think about it in a little bit more manageable way so that maybe we can have something to chew on as we move forward over the next couple days. Envy, I want to differentiate from longing, and I want to differentiate it from jealousy. As I see it, envy requires that you desire the suffering or the displaced joy of another. Compare that to longing for something that another has. If I'm longing for the truck that my neighbor owns, I am not desiring that my neighbor not own the truck, but simply that I do what is required, that I live forward in ways that make that achievable for me. Similarly, if we talk about jealousy, if I am jealous of someone, it turns out that I am jealous of someone because the object of my concern is the good, the thing, or the person that belongs to them in some respect. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is vicious to be jealous. It means that we are oriented towards something that we take to matter and recognize that the thing we want is currently held by another. But the other is not really the goal, not really the focus. We have no concern for the other, except insofar as they right now are distracting our beloved from us. Envy, alternatively, is vicious in many ways by definition, because it is not simply longing for the truck, longing for an experience, nor is it jealousy of the beloved whose attentions are being given to someone else. It's in fact a concern for a rival, for someone that you wish would be belittled in some respect. When I am envious of someone, I want them to in fact be taken down a notch because my longing has flipped into a kind of resentment. Envy, unlike jealousy, is not concerned with the beloved, not concerned with the thing, it's concerned with the rival who has it. And unlike longing, it's not trying to simply do what it takes to make that object, make that thing, make the beloved something that you are able to integrate into your life. It requires that we will the other to be brought low. That will is precisely why envy ends up being insidious in a way that jealousy and longing just don't have to be. When we are trying to gain achievements that require someone else to lose position, we find ourselves in a community defined by an egoistic conception of self rather than a shared commitment to neighborliness. I hope this is helpful. May we find ways to be in longing for what matters, to be jealous of the beloveds worthy of our time, but avoid envy so that our joy and our happiness is not contingent on the displeasure and suffering of another. So I'll see you next time, unless a piano falls on our heads.